Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion. Please, my name is Isaac. Afterbirth Plus. Lilith. The only character who can reliably kill my vibe. Where are we going? Don't say that. Okay. We're going to the Cathedral. Cathedral is like the most dangerous because it means that we either, well, I mean, like from an ideal score perspective, we want to do everything. You know, we want to do boss rush, of course. Shouldn't have stood there. That's okay. Brain's getting warmed up. We want to do hush. And then we also, oh, please, he snuck between the space, and there they are again. Hello. Hello to you. See, you notice the problem here. It's very difficult for me to get you when you fit in between that space between me and Incubus. We want to do Hush, we want to do Delirium. We don't want to do a Delirium, but, you know, for score purposes, you either do a Delirium, or alternatively, you cheese yourself out of the fight. And I'm not willing to compromise my morals just for score. If you are, I'm not saying that makes me a better person. That's for the, you know, Intelligista to decide. And I hope that they'll err on my in my favor on that one. But either way, what are we doing? Well, I have, believe it or not, you know, despite the early hour here, I have a strategy. I have a game plan. I have a series of instructions I want to execute, and they basically revolve around making it to boss rush. If we make it to boss rush, even just with our current loadout, we should be relatively okay. Yo, that's extremely tempting. We should be relatively okay. Bombs, please. One of these days. You know, but as much as I think Box of Friends, and I've been labeled incorrect for this in the past, which is, you know, you're entitled to disagree with me on this one, but ooh, extremely good. You're entitled to disagree with me on this one, but I still stand by the idea that I said earlier that there are times in which you want to get rid of Box of Friends. Even as Lilith, this might be an exception because we definitely want to make sure that we have Box of Friends rolling for boss rush. But I'll tell you what, maybe let's not worry about boss rush. And instead, let's focus on staying alive temporarily. Seems like a more valuable use of my time right now, more prudent. This could be a secret room. Yo, it's a mixed bag. I'm so happy to have 2020. I'm a little annoyed that we've had so many stone chests. Or golden chest, I should say. It really is early, by the way. Schedule's all is very slightly different this week, and I'm not really complaining about it because, you know, it's different because we got to go see these hockey games. Oh, poor baby has to start working slightly earlier so he can enjoy his leisure time. But, you know, the brain still is kicking into gear. You know, I'm not like a Ferrari Modena 360S. I'm not 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds. You know, I'm more like I'm like an airplane. I'm like a big old jet airliner. You know, I need 400 feet of straight level ground just to get up to cruising altitude. Okay, you know, you might think that this is disappointing for me. It's actually not. Not really, at least. Yo, that was a big one. Let's try at least one of these. I wasn't really super stoked about taking a Curse of the Blind one-heart deal with the devil. It's one of those rare situations where, like, if something costs twice as much, I'd be much more excited to actually grab it. But, you know, we'll see. If it's open, I'll probably still grab one. But if it's not, I don't mind being on deal with the Angel precedent. I don't think we missed out on anything in the process in there. Yeah, honestly, Fine by me. Not a big deal. So we will pop Onsus. And okay, you're taking some liberties with these golden chests, okay? I'm not gonna say that it's bad necessarily. This room is bad right here. Please pop up. And then we can sneak in and okay, thank God. Here's my plan right now. I think if I could open one of the boss... Oh, I knew it. If we could open one of the boss trap room golden chests, get a charge. Or we can just get a charge right here. We might be able to earn enough off of that chest and the waves to continue opening them. And we're ahead of schedule, which is something that I'm going to try to maintain here. I actually think it's possibly a very tricky run today, and I'm excited to see that. Because I think I tend to play a little bit better when the stakes are a little bit higher. I'd like to think that. That might not actually be the case. The gauze is... I mean, it's worth the key as long as we get at least one other key on this floor, but... What is this, like the 8th wave we've got? Okay, one more key. I will go into the curse room as well, just trying to hit like every available plausible advantage. Not working out so well right now, but alright, I mean, we're spending like the first 90 seconds of this floor just in this one location here. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. Don't you dare. Alright, well, these golden chests have not paid superb dividends for us so far, so trying to get an advantage wherever an advantage can be gotten. If we can get a magic mush, if we can get a whatever, it's all good in my book. Yo, please be cool. You know what I will say is that, you know, we're still in the holiday season here. Today is Boxing Day. What day is that for the rest of my audience that isn't a Commonwealth country? Hey, guess what? Look it up. You can figure it out for yourself using the power of the internet at your disposal. It's the 26th of December. I'm sorry for being indignant. Hold on, is there a key in here? There is. There's also starter deck. Tough choice. I'm gonna hang back for a minute. Not make a decision until we see if we get a little bit more money. I definitely want to go to the item room, but I also really, really want starter deck. And, you know, Boxing Day is it's a legitimate holiday in Canada. You know, depending on your job, you're unexpected to work. So we had this, you know, a Tuesday Christmas. And now I find myself confused, and it's not really a major concern. I could just look it up, but some, you know, stores don't update their hours for the holidays on their Twitter account or their Instagram or their what have yous. And I just have to play the guessing game, or choose to play the guessing game. So I assumed, you know, Christmas Eve, most things would be open. I don't make the rules. That appeared to be the case for us. I'm just going to fight this boss, and I'm going to figure it out. I made a mistake yesterday, you know? It was like 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I was like, Kate, do you want anything? I'm going to go to Starbucks. And then she was like, are you sure it's open? And I was like, I'm not sure, but, you know, it's a big corporate franchise. Like, if anything's open, I would think Starbucks is amongst the first. Guess what, buddy? Wrong. Closed. It was a big blow to my pride because I didn't really need the coffee, although I was heavily incentivized by my headache to get it. But secondarily, hold on, what do we have here? This was like so not worth the effort that we put into it, but justice. We did do well on this floor. We did everything, but I would like to speed up a little bit. I pride myself on my barometer for what's going to be open, what's going to be closed. You know, because sometimes it'll be like 10 p.m. and Kate will be like, do you want to go out to eat? And I'm like, yeah, but our choices are, I mean, we live in a big city, but they're still like a little limited. And sometimes she'll be like, what about family restaurant? And I'm like, family restaurants, they close at like 7 p.m. And I got a pretty good track record with that. So I gotta say, you kind of screwed me, Starbucks. I mean, good on you or whatever for giving your employees the day off. But, like, what about the people who needed coffee? And by needed coffee, I mean had coffee at home but didn't really feel like making it. Would have rather just gone out for some. Scumbags. So that's what happens when you get a company run by millennials. Who want everything handed to them. Oh, give me a Christmas day off so I don't have to serve indignant customers like the Eggman. But now, so like Christmas, understandable, right? You know, people are gonna get Christmas off. It's probably the most likely day of the year to get off from work. But Boxing Day, I don't know, because, you know, Boxing Day is a shopping day, but it's also a Wednesday. I'll tell you, then it doesn't get that much better, because tomorrow is Thursday, the 27th of December. The people go back to, I don't know if you work on the 27th and the 28th of December, knowing that you're going to have 2 days on from work, then the weekend, then it's the 31st, and then it's the 1st. You know, Tuesday, Christmas is a very strange time. It's all good, like, you know, I'll be working most of those days regardless. I'm not trying to besmirch the efforts of anybody else. Dude, we gotta make a choice here. Are we gonna go to the shop? Probably not. It's Catacombs II. I think we just bounce, honestly. And you might think that that's like, with my most sincerity that I can muster, this is not just us rushing through the run. We have to make sure that we make it to boss rush. And I know we're like 3 minutes ahead of schedule right now. I think that that's valuable. I don't want to, you know, I'm not going to sacrifice our ability to get to boss rush just to get a better exploration bonus. Okay? 100% deal with the devil chance we get the goat head. Not mad. Not mad. I just think it's funny is all. The Hierophant. Dude, I think we absolutely should blow this up. Yeah, I'm okay with that. We'll see how things change once we get our, you know, deal with the devil on this floor. Yikes! Should have charioted. But I want you to know, like, our stats are not that good. I think the reason, or one of the big reasons we've been able to go so quickly... well, 2020 is a big part of it. But, and that doesn't really show up on the stat screen, but yeah, 2020 is a huge part of it, actually. But also, just the fact that we've had mapping on, like, you know, 40% of the floors so far, so we've been able to pick and choose our battles. That's a huge deal. So I don't think we're actually going this quickly. Statistically, we would probably be a little bit behind. If we didn't have that mapping, I think. But so far, I actually think... I mean, this is not particularly good, but I think that the run is actually relatively well set up right now. This definitely feels like a secret room. Raw liver is kind of amazing, too. Again, that's an item, I think I've had it, but I can't say for certain. Mostly, I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of the items I have and have not picked up in the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus save file number 3. After, you know, 6 lifetimes playing this game, everything kind of blurs together a little bit. I will say, oh ho ho. Thank you for not re-rolling that accidentally with the scatter bombs, because Car Battery Box of Friends Boss Rush is going to be incredible. Like I said, even with our, you know... I'm not going to say we have a pittance as far as damage goes. But, you know, not an amazing situation. But now with Box of Friends, it's going to crush. We have, like, the perfect prototypical Lilith run. Yeah, we don't really care about that. We should Two of Spades at some point, but... It's kind of weird, though. Like, we get 3 orbitals, which shoot a little bit. But we also get 3 juicy sacks, which actually is almost like having you know, like a Guppy's head but for spiders at the end of the room. If only someone would make an item that's Guppy's head but for spiders. What a world that would be. And if they could put it in the southeastern corner of the map in a roughly Floridian jaunt right now, that would be helpful as well, so we could ignore it and take Box of Friends with us instead. So I understand, by the way, you're like, hey, dude, you're not actually hitting this guy. That's a valid concern. Polydactyly. Death card. Why not? We'll take Death and Chariot in. So none of these are that valuable. I guess we'll take Glyph of Balance, which gives us a Spirit Heart, I suppose. Totally remembered that one. Don't question it. And why are we fighting this guy? Well, you know, because fighting him gives you points. And I guess, like, we're committing to this angel aesthetic. You know, I'm very, very close to just doing this. I don't think we're going to grab the other one. The other one doesn't do anything for us. And we're going to continue to move because we lost a lot of time there. So, we are 2 minutes ahead of schedule, and I feel great about that. We got to hit these guys, like, on the perpendicular angle. I don't know. I think, like, we've done what we needed to do today to perform okay. Are we ready for a Hush fight? Honestly, yes. And I would love to say no. You know, as far as, like, number of Hush fights completed in history, I'm not saying I'm #1. But I gotta be, like, somewhere in the top, you know, at least top 10%. Who else out there on planet Earth is fighting a Hush, you know, 3 or 4 times a week on average? You know, I got no love for this Hush fight that I wouldn't have otherwise, you know, used as an excuse to not fight it. But I think on today's daily, there's no excuse not to. Plus, let me add something here. We did, I think when we went into the curse room, we got Dark Bum from Cambion Conception. So HP-wise, we're in a great spot. We're still in a pretty bad spot as far as DPS goes. Again, not trying to besmirch the good name of 2020. You keep trying to gaslight me. Take these comments out of context. Why does NL hate 2020? Don't you dare. The bond I have with this item is unbreakable, no matter how hard you try. But we could use, like... I mean, really, I would accept damage or rate of fire. Doesn't matter to me too much. We don't have any kind of, like, super tier effects. And you might be saying, I mean, that's pretty good as well. Even, you know, with car battery, you got me thinking. But the only thing I have... the thing that keeps me rooted for Box of Friends right now is, like... It has a cumulative effect. So, you know, the second one, the second time we use it on boss rush or, you know, God willing, on like a Hush fight or even a Delirium fight, it's not going to be, like, exponentially better. I make that mistake a lot of thinking that it's going to just, you know, head to the moon. Because it doesn't double, it just, Hold on, was I about to buy PhD in there? I need to figure out if my subconscious brain is awake yet. PhD is not really a valuable item right now. Diplopia would be fine. What was I trying to buy? PhD. Yep, okay. It's bad because we have starter deck. Anyway, where was I going with this? You know what I mean. You know, having like, well, having another Dark Bum doesn't help us out. But rather than using, you know, assuming we got a battery charge drop or something like that, or a Nun's Habit effect, we would rather have the cumulative effect from Box of Friends than, you know, just using... Crack the Sky twice. Yeah, I walked right into that one. So I'm really hoping, for our own sake, we manage to pick up some kind of DPS from a deal here. Of course, Godhead, Sacred Heart, both of which, you know, very useful. What we do not need is any more defense. This is actually kind of remarkable. Like, I'm looking at the stats, and I'm like, default speed, default rate of fire. Definitely not default HP. We're 1 damage upgrade above default. Like, we've had so many HP upgrades, I guess, and other, like, non-statistically impactful items. And are you believing me now, by the way, that I'm so thankful we didn't stick around on earlier floors for what I would describe as bad reasons? Yo, it's Godhead. It's either Godhead or Holy Light, but I think you gotta take Godhead. That's not even like a contest. Hold on. I thought maybe there was something else in there. If only we were able to afford the Diplopia, that would have been nice. So D6, Dogtooth, Concussive Tears, and How to Jump. I think you take Dogtooth, but I recognize it's not that great of an upgrade. Godhead, though, helps us out a great deal. So boss rush should be really, really, really easy. Didn't know you were on the fight, but that's okay. We are a few thousand points lower. You know, maybe 2,000 points lower than we otherwise, you know, would expect to be. That's okay. You know, you play the daily. You know, you don't play Texas Hold'em, and every time you don't get a... dude, the spiders are helping out so much. Every time you don't get, you know, Ace-King suited, go, well, I don't have pocket rockets, you know? Sometimes you gotta play that 210 Doyle Brunson and, you know, do what you can. You gotta... The context depends on it a little bit. So do I think that we're going to be, like, way ahead of the curve today? No, I think that we'll be in esteemed company with astute players who recognize that there was, you know, potentially a little bit of a temporal problem with today's run. And boss rush is extremely simple. I am loving life. The amount of spiders we're getting out of this, you know, juicy sack combination here is hilarious. That's damage you shouldn't be taking. And we are definitely going to be okay for the Hush fight. Like, I'm almost like... I stopped duplicating. Yeah, this is fine. I stopped duplicating, as I'm sure you saw. It was like a minute and a half. But maybe I should have kept it going in order to get even more spiders. Maybe you could carry us on this floor. I don't know. I'm paranoid that they still would have, like, all been killed in one room with a bomb or something. Not really willing to look for magic mush. Truth be told, we shouldn't be too concerned, given that we still have, you know, 2 goat heads coming to fruition for us here. Thank you, Spiders. We'll use the Sun card. You know, we might actually save it. If I end up actually fighting Delirium, and we don't use it on the Hush fight, that's probably the most appropriate time for us. I hate this room, dude. Why did I try to sneak through the middle? I mean, the ironic thing is that in the end, it probably was the right decision to sneak through the middle. Even though we got hit, we got a Sun card. But if I had seen that the top and bottom were basically, you know, free to pass through, probably would have just done that instead. Now, I'm not saying that I'm the victim in this situation, by the way, but I've been watching, occasionally I peep into Corey's stream. He does the daily every day. I'm not saying that he does it after me in order to, you know, get motivation and have a barometer that he can use to... I'm not saying he's, you know, copying off of my daily and making them, you know, not doing the same mistakes that I made once he can see what the outcome is. I mean, that's just... You can suggest that, but me being in a position of influence, I can't suggest that is the thing. So, no, I don't think he does that at all. He doesn't need to, is the thing. Hold on. Dark Matter is good DPS. Thank you for not being Krampus. I think Eye of Belial might even be better than taking Mom's Knife with Incubus. And this is just the classic piercing shot plus Godhead sort of reasoning, where if the shot doesn't die when it collides with something, the aura damage from Godhead is way better. Anyway, the Gaz, sure. Awaz. Why not, I guess. And Ansus. Yeah, I'll use it. Anyway, what I was going to say is, you know, I watch him do the dailies, and I think it's been a bad, maybe 4 dailies in a row for us. Not bad in the sense that we performed that badly, but bad in the sense that we played okay, thank you, Infamy, and ranked badly, because they were dailies where there was a seam that you could pull on for what I would, without being rude, describe as kind of like artificially bloated scores. And, again, I don't want to get on my high horse about this. You know, I think the dailies in Isaac are good. They're enduring. I really thought we had done it. You know, I'm playing them 4 years after the game's release. Quite literally. So, obviously, they're doing something right. What I am going to say is that, you know, I much prefer a daily where I don't lose 150 ranking spots to somebody who played, you know, from an Isaac standpoint in the same caliber of game that I played, but just happened to get blank card and, like, you know, the cursed dice. Now, I understand that's the criteria that they selected in order to incentivize daily play, is that, you know, you get 1 point for every key times the logarithmic derivative of, you know, the rate of change of a glacier in the Arctic Ocean. Thank you so much. It was very helpful. Not gonna use Box of Friends here. But, you know, those aren't the things that I look to for being score attacky, and it's okay. I'm just saying, maybe a daily like this, maybe we beat the system a little bit today. I actually think we might take nothing. But we might as well take something. I know that seems super weird. But we might as well take something because we have the Eternal Heart anyway. So, I mean, we lost points by taking it, but who cares? So, there's actually a huge item for us here. It's the battery. Being able to have 2 charges for the boss fight, not this boss fight, but our next boss fight, is amazing. And I think that will play into Dark Bum. Okay, so what is it, boy? One of these rocks is a black market? Yo, let's go. It's a reroll machine, thank God. No? You know, yes. Especially with Godhead, the extra aura out of this is awesome. So I gotta think that we're doing relatively well today. And we will take, you know, Lucky Foot, I guess. And we will take the Blood Bag, but we won't take it yet. Let's just see how we do here first. Yeah, dude, look at this damage. This is basically a result of Parasite plus Eye of Belial. Were it not for these, I mean, like, sure, like, Goathead is great as well. And we do have, you know, Incubus combined with Car Battery, Box of Friends. But it's the aura from Godhead that's making all the difference here, because our shots are staying alive. They're shooting out, you know, 3 other shots or 2 other shots every time they hit anything. I think he just summoned flies, and we just basically destroyed them. You know what would be a 10 out of 10 item for us to get? Shielded Tears. If you guessed Shielded Tears, like, I'm not going to give you an A+ in the class, but I'm going to give you, like, a bonus, you know, 5 marks on the exam. Because that's pretty rare. You know, it's 1 item out of thousands here. Well, out of hundreds. I'm getting afraid of my own shots. I'm also afraid of the steam coming off of my brain from trying to calculate the proper way to dodge these shots. Anyway. I'm here to tell you, by the way, bonus marks still exist. I didn't, you know, my last few classes, I didn't experience them. But I did take one class where they were like, hey, here's a bonus question for you that's worth up to, you know, you can get an extra 10% on the exam. You can't get 110% on the exam. But, you know, if you got a 90 and you did the bonus perfectly, you could get back up to 100. It's nice, you know. Do bonus marks exist in adult life? Well, like if you work on Wall Street, I guess, you know. I was watching Jeopardy the other day. They said, you know, it was a $200 question, so it was an easy one. The answer was Christmas bonuses, and it was like, or not Christmas bonuses, but just bonuses. And it was like, these on Wall Street average $183,000. No wonder people hate Wall Street. The holiday bonus averages like 5 times the national average salary. No wonder they tried to occupy you. Alright, so this run, I mean, is in an amazing spot. I have, you know how I play these runs. You know, we're probably getting relatively close to the end of my daily lifespan. It's a sentence that would sound much more menacing in a different context, but I'm not really interested at all in doing the entire void floor just to raise our score. And I'm not really interested in Xing out of the Delirium fight. Now, again, mathematically, it's the right idea, because you don't get any extra points for fighting Delirium except for whatever the room exploration bonus is. But, you know, it's alright. I'd rather have you be proud of the play than proud of the score specifically. Hello, Tomo. I will allow you to leave the room. But first, I do need to focus on killing Delirium here. So just hold your horses. I promise you, I will let you out. You're stinking up the joint anyway. Plus, my seats are better. That's a rare 24-hour later callback from me. Great fight. Decent daily. It got fun. This is a fun Lilith run. If we had this on a streak, we would be like, dude, thank you. So, send me, and I am good to go. 111th? I can live with that for the compromises we made. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. And, of course, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Northernlion, and be notified of when we go live in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!